Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to a brand new video. I'm Sushimushi, and today I'm doing an episode 3 of critiquing your guys' GFX. If you don't know what this series is, it's pretty self-explanatory. You guys submit GFX in my Discord server, link down below, and I shall be critiquing it in my videos. Over here in the community section, you guys did want GFX critiquing just like a day ago, but it actually changed. But you guys originally wanted this, and it was the highest percentage, so I'm gonna do this one first, and then Photoshop tutorial next. Now I'm not gonna waste any more of your time, let's get right into the video. First up is this GFX, and the first thing I see is the text. It's really bright. I'd say cut it down, the effects are way too intense. The pose is kind of stiff and there could be more. The overlay is kind of big, it can be way smaller. I mean, not too small, but you know, just a little bit smaller. The background is pretty nice, it's like not too much going on, it's cool. Good job. Now this ad right over here says Blues Graphics join group. I like it a lot. The grass looks cool. The character looks like it has nice lighting on it. I like this right over here. I don't have much to say on it. I don't think I have anything to say on it. It looks really nice. Good job. Now this one is next, and the penguin could have more effects on it. It could have like an outer glow or something to make it pop out more, because right now it has nothing on it. And with renders on ads, I suggest never trying to show the bottom because it looks kind of weird when it comes to fashion GFX. You could add like an overlay over it to cover it, or you could just make it bigger and narrow it down. I'm not great at ads, that's why I don't ever do them for commissions. But I would say mess with the text a little bit more to make it more appealing, and this right over here too. The color is kind of random in the background. The character is red, but this is more of an orange color, so I'd change that too. Here are some more GFX from this person right over here. The text again is very bright, and it kind of looks like the whole GFX is bright this time. I like what you're trying to go for, but just narrow it down a bit. Once again, the render is kind of stiff, but keep on working and I promise this is gonna look really good. This one over here, same thing, like everything is way too bright, like mostly the text, and then the rest of the GFX kind of looks bright too. Just make it a little bit less bright. I don't know what's going on over here. This overlay doesn't really look needed. I think it's just an extra thing, but I don't think it's needed at that point. This one, it's cool, it's also bright. Once again, just work. The main thing for you is working on making it way less bright, because trust me, it'll look much better. I used to make really bright GFX too. I like what you did there. Many people are doing that recently and it looks kind of cool. I like it. Just keep on working on making it less bright and it'll look way better. On this one, the text could be smaller and the colors aren't really appealing. The brownish with the aqua doesn't match together. And if you're gonna do that, you should like make the gradient more, what's the word? Like make it go throughout the whole text, not just one word. The overlays on the corner could be warped more or something. Like it could have more to it instead of having straight types of curves. I don't know how to explain it, but you can make it pop out more, and you should also move them above the render. The render looks great, by the way. I love the render, pretty cool. The background, it looks like there's a lot going on, but you don't really notice it because there's so much you're focusing on already. With this one, the pose seems pretty stiff. I know what you're going for, but like that's why I use C4D. I prefer C4D way over Blender because of the posing. So just work on making it less stiff. The lighting on the render could be much better than that too. The text is cool, however, I'd go for a different font and making it bigger. Mess with the effects a little bit more. The background I love, it looks awesome. These overlays are cool, I guess. You could make a little bit more out of it too. Looks awesome, good job. Now this one, there's so much text, but not much effects with the text. It's just plain white, and you can't really read it that well because of the font. It's kind of weird. It's like the Kingdom of Rabar. I have no idea what it says, to be honest. But I just work on, first off, the text to make it look more appealing, and yeah. So next up is this one, and first off, the render should be bigger, and the legs aren't even attached to the torso, which is a problem with the paint rig, because something like that, I don't know. I like the overlays on the top and bottom, it looks cool. This overlay, the white dots, it looks kind of randomly placed. I'd work more on, like, instead of adding so many random overlays, make ones that would actually match it better, like, or make your own. Whatever makes it look more like a good match. I don't know the word for it, but I know there is one. This seems like a popular overlay at the moment. This one right over here. I don't know why. It doesn't really fit the theme for it. The text looks cool. I'd make it a little bigger and make it a little bit lower since the render is right over here. This one, once again, work on lighting and work on the effects on the render too, because it's like all it is a small glow. And once again, this overlay is randomly placed. These overlays are cool, but once again, same thing as above. It's pretty much the same critique. With the text though, the text should be a lot more bigger not too much bigger, but like make it a little bigger, and work on the colors because it's like way too light over here, then here's dark. So make it try to blend in more, and work on lighting once again. This one's cool too. Make the render bigger, and the text isn't too visible because it's like a really type of skinny type of font, and it blends in super well. I like the background. It looks nice and cool. I like the colors of it a lot. I'd add more effects to the render after you make it bigger too. The lighting isn't too bad. It's actually pretty good, and I just work more on text effects at the moment. Considering the fact I don't really do these types of GFX, I don't really know what to say about it. It looks pretty nice. I like what you did there. It's like something I haven't really seen before. I like it. This GFX I really like. It actually won a contest before because it won an art contest, I believe. I don't remember. This GFX I really like. I believe it won an art contest before. It looks super nice, and I like the text dissolving. It's like something I haven't seen before, and it's like really cool. The pose is pretty cool too. I don't really do that type of pose I don't really use that rig, so I don't know what to say about that. But it looks super cool. It's something I haven't seen before, so it looks nice. So this one, the first thing I noticed is the glasses. It doesn't really look like it's on the character correctly, and if it is, I don't know. But it just looks a little weird. And when you're rendering it, you did it from like a different angle. And I see what you're trying to do there, but you should just do it from the front because it'd look better. And you should put more of the legs into your render because you can make it bigger and move it up and show more of the legs instead. These overlays on the top and bottom, or the corners, they could be like, they could be like warped more. I forgot the word. You could make them twist and stuff more instead of making it like this little hill type of curve. The colors don't really match the GFX. It's like really blue and aqua, but the rest of the GFX is like light green and light blue. Also, the text could have way much better effects on it, and you could change the font as well, because graphics over here doesn't match that font. You can totally have two different fonts, that's fine, but I don't think these two match. And it's also really big, so I'd make it smaller and just mess with it more. On these two corner overlays, same critique, like make it bend more, make it warp more. It kind of looks like you're just adding a bunch of random overlays. I don't know if like you're doing this as a joke or if it's for real, but this render is pretty low quality. I don't know if you made it or not, but it's really low quality. I would move it towards the middle more, make it bigger, and mess with the effects because that stroke looks kind of weird and it's very messy. This one, the background, it's like really sloppy. This overlay shouldn't be there because it's like randomly placed. These little fluid ones. This pink and aqua one doesn't match at all, and it looks like it's not cut off correctly. The background, like the original Blossom Tree black background, doesn't really fit with the theme since there's so much going on. The text could have a much better font, and it could also match the GFX more. It looks like there's way too much going on with the text. This one's cool. The render looks a little low quality. The watermark is huge, but you could work on making that smaller and moving it more to the corner. The lighting on the character looks cool. The effects is a little intense on the outside. You can make it a little less intense. The overlay, I guess somebody posted this overlay in overlays, but just work on warping it more, you know. The comment hotel could be bigger, and you could like move it down a little bit more. Other than that, good job. This is cool, but the render isn't really looking at the GFX at all. Usually people make it look a little bit at the GFX, however this one is like way over there. I like how the render was placed, so it looks cool. The outside of it looks like there's like a drop shadow on it before, but it was like, I don't know what happened to it, but gray drop shadow doesn't really match this GFX since it's like a purple and white color scheme. The text on this, I see you did like a line clipping mask. You could add more effects to the outside of it to make it pop out more because it'd look cooler, and also you should make the text bigger. The background looks nice and matches the GFX. This one's super cool looking. I like the highlights on the beach ball on the render. I'm like a huge fan of this GFX. It's super cool. The stroke on internet girls could definitely be smaller, and the background looks cool. I don't even know what I'm looking at for the background, but like it looks cool. I don't know how to explain why, but it does. Here I realized I did a ton of GFX already, and then I was like, okay, there's only 3 more, so I'm gonna quickly do the rest and get it over with. So with the text over here, it looks like there's like a ton of glow in the middle, like in the middle of some letters, which doesn't look normal, and it's also on the outside of it. Like if you're gonna do it, make sure it's even and clean. You should add more like effects that would match the text, if that makes sense. Like you could add a bevel and the warp on it makes it look really like flat and weird looking. I don't know how to explain it, but like it's weird. By the way, if I say weird, it's not in a mean way. I just don't know what word I should use. These giant blob overlays kind of look like they're taking up way too much of the GFX, especially in the bottom. You could add way more other than the blobs. The background, the brushes could be better looking. Like you could have different types of brushes because those ones don't look too good for this type of GFX. The render is pretty fine, but the effect on it could be different. So I'm gonna ignore the Mr. Blue because clearly that's just trying to watermark the GFX, but I'm assuming it's just Savage for the word. So for Savage, I'd just say go for a different font because I'm not a fan of that font. It just makes the GFX look messy. And the render could have better lighting on it as well. The pose is kind of weird because it's like bending its arm in a weird way. It's going backwards and bending it. The background doesn't have much going on. All there really is in the GFX is the text, render, and the background. So you could add more overlays to make it pop out more. And finally, this one's actually really cool. I like it. I can tell you're going for like a plastic theme, so that's why you're not adding materials. I like when people do that because it makes it look like nice and cool. All I could say is work on the lighting on this girl right over here, and good job. Now that is the last GFX in the entire video, so let's see how much we did actually. I want to see how much I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
20 minutes later.
22. So we did 22. Usually we do like what, 12? Anyways, if this video did help you, even if you didn't submit a GFX, remember to leave a like, subscribe, click that notification bell, and comment down below more ideas for me to do. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.